Oh, wait a second. And here we are, and now we're in Romania. Welcome, Christina and Irina and Anna. How are you?
Hi, hello,
Hi,
hello
great.
from our living rooms. And welcome to Accessible Romania as a couch traveler. Thank you for joining us here. Hope you will enjoy. And a few words about me. I'm Christina. I founded Sano Touring 5 years ago. We are the tour operator that facilitates persons with disabilities and slow walkers and seniors to explore and discover our beautiful country. And I am really proud and happy to have put together a great team of accessible tourist professionals who are really deeply in love with our country. And today you will meet our travel manager, Irina, and Anna, who is one of our best English-speaking guides. And basically, she will tell you stories and things, and hopefully you will ask a lot of questions, and when the time will come, you will be in Romania hosted by us.
Wonderful, wonderful. And people can ask questions in the comments, because since we're not going live, but we're doing it, we're publishing the video afterwards, but we're also going to be hosting a watch party, and people can ask questions in the comments, and then they can tag you so you can answer. So the questions and answers we can still do even if we're not live, and we will do. So if you want, shall I put on the slides that you sent to show us a few photos of your lovely country? Just a second. Up. Just a second. Okay. So, sorry, just here we are. And here we go. So, where are we?
So, I guess I shall talk.
Yes,
now.
Irina, tell us.
Well, hello everyone, and thanks for watching almost live the Couch Traveler. That means you're safe at home. My name is Irina, and together with Christina and Anna, we are part of Sano Touring team. I'm the travel manager, meaning that I'm making all the arrangements, hotels, transportation, attractions, I mean all the day-to-day business. Just for you to have a wonderful travel experience in Romania. A few words about me. I joined this great team in 2015 after 9 years of regular tourism. And since then, I learned together with all our guests and team that accessible tourism is a big challenge, but with huge personal and professional satisfaction. Now I shall let Anna, hope you will enjoy her stories. Just a spoiler alert, Romania is a wonderful country with very nice people, traditions, food, and cultural attractions. So enjoy.
Cool. I'm very curious about the food. So I expect a question afterwards. I don't know if it's in your program, but I will ask about food because I'm the one on food.
You'll be surprised.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't wait to come.
When the time will come.
Soon, we hope. So Anna, you tell me when you want me to send a slide to show more photos, huh? How much your service?
Please show me more photos because I haven't seen anyone yet. I don't know if it's a problem.
No.
I am so new to this, so I don't know if technology is failing on me, but I don't see any photos.
Okay, this is a technology problem. So let me see. Irina, can you see the photos? Because also I think it's something maybe that you would like to say a couple of words about, because I can see your bus.
No, I see only some folders. I guess
yeah,
we
Yes, we
We only
see your desktop,
Yeah.
Eleonora. That's
it's the wrong desktop. I'm super sorry.
okay.
Let's try again. Let's try again. Sorry. This is a the rule says that if there can be a technical problem, there will be.
Of course, Murphy's laws always function whenever you don't
Exactly.
want them.
Exactly. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. So shall I go ahead? I think because before we were seeing, yes, we were seeing your van. Just a few words about this. You have your own transport for your customers.
Irina?
Yes. We bought this car last year.
It's named Crafty.
Yes. Yes, her name is Crafty. And it's our little, I don't know, jewel.
Okay, but it looks very cool. I like the design also of the. It looks
Yes,
very
it
practical
has-
and very good. How many places have you got?
Places.
Seats, as in seats.
Yes, sorry.
Okay. It's a regular van, 8+1.
Okay.
But for wheelchair, it can accommodate maximum 3 wheelchairs and 3 carers.
Okay, cool. No, because I saw it and I thought I would ask, and I know you had some of your customers here too.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't allow us to take pictures, so we have to respect their wish. So
Yeah, no, clearly this is super important because sometimes we've seen around the web that there's people doing a bit of dirty work with photos that they're not allowed to use. So it's like super important to respect people's privacy, of course.
and there, if you can go back there in the right side of the screen, it was Dracula's Castle.
Wait. Oh, hey, because I can see our image on top, so I have to put us on the side.
The lady in green in the wheelchair behind. So we have a little bit of Dracula as well.
Yeah, but it's so much.
Little.
I'm following the Dracula Castle official on Facebook now because it's so funny.
It's funny, yes.
It's so funny.
I think everyone follows them.
It's so cool, but he's got like thousands of followers now. It's really popular.
And if I can say something, I personally know the guy who's impersonating Count Dracula. He's in fact a tour guide there, and I had the chance at some point to go there with a group, and he put a special show for us. He's a really funny guy.
So he actually he's the Dracula impersonator.
Yes, and every time he just loves to smash the metal gong they have in the yard and to scare everyone. I just did it couple of times, so it's really nice. And unfortunately, it's not too easy to go there when you have someone in a wheelchair. So this is why we decided not to focus much on this part today. But the garden there at the base of the castle, where the group on the right photo, on the right, yes, that's accessible and it's nice, and people who are so keen to see Bran Castle, they can go there. We've been there a couple of times as well.
Okay, cool. So you tell me if you want me to go ahead. Where are we now?
Just a second, Irina, Christina, you said everything you wanted to say with your presentations.
Irina, just here, if you can tell us where are we in Constanța, right?
No, it's Bucharest.
No, it's Bucharest. I was just, I wanted to make sure that you finished your presentations, because we made the plan and just like any plan, we just ignored it. And I am just the mastermind in ignoring plans. I think every tour guide does that at some point.
You have the power. You have the power. You have to take us to places, and we follow you. We obey.
No, you don't need to obey. This is one of my most important rules. We just have a nice dialogue. I don't have like a poem or a presentation that I learn by heart, and I start with that and keep with that, despite the fact that everybody is yelling and looking on the opposite side. So please interrupt me, ask questions, and I'm really happy that you already said that you want to know some things about food. Okay, now I have to explain what you are seeing. Of course, we have to start with Bucharest, because everyone who's coming to Romania is going to land here. In Bucharest, the capital city of Romania, we have the international airport, and this is the base from where we start pretty much all of our tours. And what you can see here in these two photos is the area that we call the Old Town. Don't think it's an old town like in the German towns, where you have that the heart of the city, you have the town square, and everything goes from there. In Bucharest, everything is more like a maze. You can get lost quite easily. Everything looks the same, but the streets are just a big puzzle, and that makes it really, really fun. And also sometimes tour guides get lost. But they say, no, I wanted to take you here. I wanted to show you this very nice, I don't know, coffee shop, where I want to you to see the ruins that you can see on the right side. That's the old court. And we are getting back to Dracula. I don't know if you have any idea that the guy who's on the statue over there, Vlad the Impaler, he's the one, the real guy, the real deal, who inspired.
What's he doing in Bucharest?
This is a very long story, but I will make it really short. In fact, he was ruling here. He had his royal court exactly on that spot for a couple of years, and he is the one who signed the oldest document about Bucharest we still have in our archives. We say that's the birth certificate of Bucharest, and it's signed by Count Dracula, and nobody knows that.
Okay.
Unless you come over and you have a tour in Bucharest, and tour guides are going to tell you this story and explain that, in fact, Count Dracula has no connection whatsoever with Transylvania. He was born there, but then he moved. So this is why you can see his statue over there, and behind some of the walls and the structures that survived, because Bucharest was destroyed, affected by many natural disasters, and also by what people did to the city. And we had fires, we had earthquakes, and then we had communism. I think everybody knows about our last communist dictator. And I think we can try to go to the next slide.
Oh, lovely.
I will keep for a little bit later the stories about communism, because this we have these two photos here. They are about two of my favorite places in Bucharest. The one that's on the left side, it's a church. Yes, it's amazing. It's from 1700s, early 1700s. And it's a miracle it survived, since I told you before that the city was affected by many disasters and many buildings were destroyed. The fact that we have this church, which is located in the old town, it's even more impressive, and it's a must-see for everyone who gets to Bucharest. Displays the architectural style specific to this part of the country, to the southern part of Romania, and it's a mix of Italian elements, of Byzantine elements, but to give you all the details about that, we will have, I don't know, I will keep you here until tomorrow and not finish.
We would love to, but we've only got 20 more minutes.
Yes, and I think I need to speed up a little bit, right?
Little bit, yes.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Eleonora, because you are now like my study group. What do you think is the building depicted on the photo on the right side? What do you think it is?
I should know, because I know we've used that photo in our website for one of your tours.
Don't you?
But I don't remember, and I don't know. Is it a spa?
Oh, that would be really nice. It's a bank.
Ah, okay.
It's a bank. Nobody expects that because it looks more like a museum or a palace, but it's a bank. And in fact, it's the first Romanian bank that was open for the people to save their money, not the national bank. It was designed by a French architect, and this is that type of architecture that made Bucharest named Little Paris. That happened late 19th century and early 20th century because we had many French architects coming over. And I think now it's time to continue to see what else we have in our. Now we will just move from early 20th century to recent history, to the communist times. And I was saying that we also have many things that were destroyed during, especially 1980s. And everything started because of this building you can see here. And we have some other photos coming next from inside. It's the Palace of Parliament. This is how we name it nowadays, but it was meant to be the headquarters of our communist government and of our communist dictator, Nicolae Ceausescu. You can see on the biggest photo on the left is from a tour inside, just like the one on the right lower corner. And the one that's with an impressive view upon an avenue that's from the balcony at the first floor. You can see the most impressive boulevard in this area that was supposed to be more spectacular than Champs-Élysées.
Wow.
Guess what? It's 1 meter longer and 1 or 2 meters wider. This is what they were able to do because Nicolae Ceausescu wanted in this part of the city to replicate everything he liked in the Western world, but at the size, to be more massive, more impressive than every construction in China or North Korea. So I think he was a little bit bipolar with that part. And also the interior of the parliament, it's a mix. You see everything that was invented in the Western world, but at the size specific to the communist countries. This is also a must-see because 1/3 of the entire Bucharest was demolished to make room for this building, and everything that you can see in this photo on the upper right corner, so the entire area.
So it's not just the palace, but those buildings that we see in the photo on the top right-hand corner.
Exactly, and the square and the boulevard, everything was done in the same time, starting 1980s. Because this was supposed to be the new Bucharest specific to the communist regime, to reflect the power, to reflect how Nicolae Ceausescu was thinking about himself. And now this building, it's like the big white elephant we have in the center of Bucharest. It's the second largest administrative building in the world after Pentagon.
Wow.
There are lots of records about the number of people who work here, at least 20,000 people, 700 architects, I don't know, millions of tons of materials, marble, crystal. Definitely you need to come over to visit, to have a tour, because there are lots and lots of details and people are just amazed.
Cool.
I think we still have.
Is it still used for something, or is it just a touristic attraction?
It's the parliament, the Romanian parliament inside.
Oh, okay.
I think we have another slide with one or two more photos, if I am remembering.
Oh,
right.
wow, yes.
Yes. You can see some of the interiors, the hallways, and on the right, that's the ballroom. There are about 1,000 rooms, by the way. And as I was saying, we have the Romanian parliament inside because we had to use the building somehow. It's a legacy Ceausescu just gave us, and we had to do something about it.
But it's beautiful, actually. It's rather, it's remarkable. It's indeed something, yeah, it would be a pity not to use it. It's majestic.
Yes, it is. It is. And the skill of the people who are here, that's stunning, absolutely stunning. Because otherwise, people who work there, they were saying that Nicolae Ceausescu was never able to tell, I want, I don't know, the French Belle Epoque style, where I want the Moorish style, or Moorish elements, where the new Renaissance. No, he was just showing them photos of the places, of the
like
buildings.
This one, like this one.
Yes, exactly. So he was more like a kid saying, I want that and that and that. And then the workers and the architects, they had to put it together. So from that point of view, it's remarkable. But when you think about how we were living back then and the loss, it's a tricky part.
No.
Yes, I think we still have some other things to go through.
We have a museum.
Yes, we have an outdoor museum. I love it. It's the second most visited attraction in Bucharest after the Palace of Parliament.
Okay.
Dates back to 1936. It was the third open air museum in the entire Europe. So that was something for us back then. And nowadays is the only open air museum inside of a capital city.
All right.
And these houses that you can see, they are not replicas. They are the real deal. These houses were in different corners of Romania, in different villages. Real people lived in them until 1920s, when the houses were bought by a professor with money from the government, dismantled, transported to Bucharest, which was quite an adventure because back then we had only 2 or 3 railways, and most of the transport was done by, I think, horse-drawn carriages, not even too many cars. And then everything was put back together. The houses were assembled back together in less than 2 months, and the museum was opened in 1936.
It's lovely. And can you go into all the houses, or are they just from the outside?
They are not open, all of them, in the same day. One day you can see some houses and the next day others, because it's open 7 days a week. And you can imagine that the people working here, they also need some days off, so they just take turns. But I think you can visit in one day like 80% of them, and the most important, they are open on a daily basis. They reflect the architecture of every single historical area of Romania. And if you don't have time to travel to the countryside, you just have one day here. You can spend an entire day and still have things to do, and you just have a clue. I just want to say one more thing, because there is a special house on the upper left corner of the slide that looks like a hobbit house.
Yes, it does.
Yes. It wasn't made for a Hobbit movie or something like that. People in a specific area of Romania, in the southwestern part, where the climate is quite harsh. It's very, very hot during the summer, and it's really cold during winter, heavy blizzard, snow, and things like this. They created this type of dwellings because offered them insulation.
Okay.
Help them during the summer to have cooler temperatures, and also kept them warm during winter. But there was a second reason as well, to camouflage them, to protect the villages. Because whenever we were invaded by the Ottoman Empire, and that happened for centuries on a row until we broke free late 19th century, they did it crossing the Danube River and entering exactly that area where these houses were built. And try to imagine, look at the horizon when you were a soldier, marching on foot or on horse. You would have seen only the rooftop.
All right.
And where maybe most of the people were thinking, that's not a proper village, it's not a house, it's just a bump on the ground, I don't know, some trees. So this is the way they tricked the enemy.
It seems very smart, but can you go in with a wheelchair in some of them, or?
No, unfortunately, inside the houses, you cannot go. You can get, for example, with this one, you can get really close to it and just have a pick. But for example, like the house you can see on the right side, and many of them are like this because
a big staircase.
The houses. Don't forget that these are houses, original houses that were built, some of them 1800s, 1700s, 1800s. Things were a little bit different. And since also the museum was set 1930s, not all the houses are accessible, but we do our best. And also there are panels with descriptions and photos from inside the houses at the entrance, so we can also do a lot of explaining using that part.
Okay.
I have a question. Is the village museum in Sibiu more accessible to wheelchair users?
The houses, I think it's the same thing, because also there are houses, old houses. If it's a house that's only one floor and not with a higher ground floor like the one you can see here, you can get closer, but to actually enter, it's not easy. And also because I think they want to preserve some of the elements are really old. And in some cases, not even regular people are allowed to get inside the house, because if you have something that's 1700 and you have thousands of tourists
that's going
every month, you just get as close as possible, try to have a look, and pretty much this is it.
But it's a lovely park, so you can take a stroll, you can see all the houses from the outside, and it's
and also you can see windmills, and you can see different tools they used around the house. And even in some cases, you can see how toilets were back in many of these households.
And they were probably not accessible either, but that's okay. I mean, we expect that.
They were far away from the house. So try to imagine, get out of the house in the middle of the winter and just walk like I don't know, 500 meters away, but this is how things were back then. This was just to make you smile a little bit.
Where do you take us now?
You need to show me the next slide because I'm not, oh yeah. This is also from the Village Museum.
Lovely.
You can see our books. And this is like the crown jewel. This is the royal, the former royal summer residence called Peles in Sinaia in the mountains. It's about 130 kilometers away from Bucharest. So it's really easy to get there from Bucharest. It's an accessible palace. It was built for our first king, late 19th century. It's preserved just as it was when the royal family was there. Also, it's a miracle it survived in the communist times because it was confiscated by the government, was transformed into a museum, closed down for a while, and I have also to say that Nicolae Ceausescu wanted to use it as his personal summer residence, and that would have meant doing a lot of changes, and he was kept away using a lie. Yes, the people who worked there told him it wasn't safe for him to live.
Good choice, smart choice.
Yes, and since he was so afraid of getting sick, he was obsessed, in fact, with that, with his health. He believed it was a problem with the castle, but only with the timber inside the castle, and it wasn't dangerous for human beings. But he believed, and this is how he was kept away, and this is the only reason why we can admire this beautiful castle even today.
And it's accessible, you said, because also I see a nice, what looks like a nice little restaurant in the photo in the left-hand corner.
Yes, this, in fact, we are speaking here about a large property with different buildings. So the proper castle, you've seen the photo before, and then you have here in this slide the other 3 photos, the exterior and some interior photos. But also there are tiny buildings like the one you can see over there, where it's a coffee shop, in fact.
It's very nice.
But also there are some restaurants. Everything was built to match with the style of the palace. And for example, the building we were speaking about right now, it was used by the guard who was in charge with protecting the king. Over there is also a big cannon, and there are some nice details. Unfortunately, the photo is not an up-close one, but you can get there next to it, and you can see all these details. And you can see some of the luxurious material.
The salon there, the dining room.
That's the royal dining room. That table has about 34 seats. All of them are covered with Cordoba leather, and there is Venetian crystal and exotic wood, because our first king, Carol, he wanted the best of the best. And he wanted to replicate the style of the European castles. And he even did something, went even further. Peles was the first fully electrified castle in Europe when it was open, 1880s. So that was quite impressive. They had electricity. Yeah. And also they had a central, and it's still working nowadays, a central vacuum cleaner. It's a very complicated system, and you have to plug it in at every floor, and you just plug it in there. You don't use a regular small vacuum to clean the 170 rooms or whatever they have. And
you have an end of 1800 vacuum cleaner.
it's a system, in fact, a central system
to
that
clean
was
the rooms.
Yes, and every maid that was assigned a certain room or a certain hallway, she wasn't just dragging after her a small regular vacuum cleaner.
Uh-huh.
She had the possibility just to put the tube, to plug it in, just like an outlet, an electrical outlet,
Wow.
and do her work in that room. And also the rest of the rooms could have been cleaned in the same time. And also they had, and it's still working, an elevator that
Wow.
was installed when the castle was opened in 1800s. So,
But now I want to come to Peles because this is so cool. I want to see this. I
and,
really
and
want
I
to see this
and I want to
marvel
say,
of domestic appliances for the royals. I mean, it's like
yes, and they have many bathrooms.
top of the gum.
Yes, and also this is the castle. In case you like to watch Netflix and you like those Christmassy movies, the original made by Netflix, Christmas Prince. They already have now, I think, the third one. They
It's a
use
fact frumos.
what?
Da,
Fact
da,
frumos.
da.
They filmed at Peles. They used the exterior of the castle for their movie. So
Wow.
definitely you have to come.
Oh, it's a beautiful. Shall we see more? Do we have another slide? Yes. Oh,
Yes, it's also Peles. You can see.
it's from when Anthony came, the Geordie traveler.
Yes,
Yes.
Hello, Anthony.
yes, hello.
We hope you are watching us.
Yeah. We'll
We
send
are
him the link if he
Yes,
hasn't seen us.
yes.
We'll...
Definitely.
Cool. Oh, okay.
And
Now I
food.
guess we're closing with the food now.
Yes.
This is the... Tell me. I've tasted those on the right.
You tasted them?
Yes, we
Really?
have a Romanian restaurant, sorry, in Brussels.
That's great. This
Tell
is
us,
a
tell us.
dish. This is a dish everyone tries, and it's once more a must. We call them minced cabbage rolls. Basically, you have minced meat, mixed pork and beef, and then you have the wrapping with cabbage, sour cabbage leaves. You have to cook it slowly to have all the flavors in place and to add some extra. When cooking this dish, you add smoked pork chunks and then the polenta, of course. You cannot have anything without polenta. And also we serve this with sour cream. I don't see it right here.
It must be there. We know it's there.
Some traces can be seen in the right side.
Yeah, or sometimes there are restaurants that serve it on the side, so not all people want to mix them. So maybe it's somewhere over there. And also I see the famous bean soup served in bread. That's what you can see on the left of the photo.
That looks wonderful. I
That's
have a question.
Pennsylvania.
I have a personal question, not because I'm vegan, but because I read an article some time ago. It was a vegan blog. And this person was saying that in Romania, if you want to eat vegan, you should just ask for the recipes that you eat during the fasting. What can you tell me more?
Yes.
So how does it work? You go to a restaurant and you ask for some specific dishes, or how should you ask?
From fasting, where meat is replaced with mushrooms.
Rice and mushrooms.
And they are delicious.
Okay, so you ask for the food for fasting.
Yes.
Yes, but they only cook it in the fasting times, which are quite long. For example, now because we are before Easter, The fasting started, if I remember correctly, 3 weeks ago, and it will end on April 19 when the Easter will be. So during that time, most of the restaurants are cooking both for people who are not eating things that are not allowed during the fasting, such as meat, mainly meat, eggs or cheese or animal products anyway. And the same happens before Christmas as well. In the beginning of November, the fasting for Christmas starts.
Okay.
And it's the
And
same.
also Wednesdays and Fridays, you can have this special type of menu because people also keep these days here. And
so during the weeks, normal weeks, during the rest of the year, also it's on Wednesday and
Fridays.
Okay.
But also, I think nowadays every restaurant has at least one option without meat or any other animal product. So everyone's safe. Indeed, we are more focused on meat than others. Most of our traditional dishes have meat or eggs or cheese. But there are also other dishes that are really delicious. And for example, the bean soup has, in most of the cases, no meat. If you want to add some smoked pork inside, you can do it, but also you can have it like this.
Wow, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Oh, there's more.
Oh yeah, of course, because we have to stress this out. We like sweets, we like desserts, and a proper meal in Romania has 3 courses. Don't forget that you have a starter, or a cold starter, or a soup, and then you have the main course like the cabbage rolls, and then you have the dessert, and this is something delicious but really heavy as well. It's like a dough that you make for donuts.
Okay.
But it has also cheese. That's the secret ingredient. When you make the dough, you put cheese. That's the extra flavor that makes it really nice. And you fry it, and then you serve it with sour cream and usually blueberry jam.
What's the name of the dish?
Papanash.
Papanash. Okay. Oh, this looks wonderful. This looks really, really, really wonderful. Wow. Well, I want to thank you.
Keep that in mind.
Thank you so much, because you took us there. We're in Romania. We're gonna stay for another minute. The time to say goodbye. And so, if you want to do a round of goodbyes, from Christina, Irina, and Anna, you can.
Really, thank you for being with us today. Stay safe. Stay safe at home. But when the time will come for us to travel again, let us know, and let's discover accessible Romania with us. Thank you. Stay safe.
Irina.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching us. Hope you enjoyed our short tour. And now I'll leave you. I'm going to eat some papanash.
No.
No, Irina, no. You're such a bad kid, Irina.
You're evil.
Yes, evil.
Anna.
Thank you so much for having us here, for giving us the chance to speak about our country. I wish everyone to just stay safe, be healthy, but don't forget to dream about traveling. Yes, we cannot travel now, but we can dream about it, and we can make plans, and hopefully we will be able to resume our traveling as soon as possible. We wait for you in Romania, and we promise that we are going to visit your countries as well.
Cool. This is nice. It's a big exchange.
Yes.
So a big hug to you all. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Eleonora, for making it.
Thank you.
Thank you for making it happen.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. We're coming soon. Big hugs to you all.
Looking forward to it. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.